Welcome back to Carnivore Granny Chats. We're at day 600 of eating meat. What's happened? What's healed? What's changed? What does my day look like? Today, I'm going to show you. And it's morning. It's just after 5 a.m. I've been up for a little bit, just finished some yoga. Going to do my daily morning reading and then fix breakfast. So let's get going. Why did I choose carnivore? That's a question a lot of people ask. And I wanted to eat what prehistoric man ate. I wanted to eat ancestrally. And is that a word? Ancestrally? Anyways, that's what I wanted to eat. Oh my hair is messy. I just noticed. I just woke up, guys. So that's what I wanted to do. I had researched, what prehistoric man was eating and, things like that. And I just felt like that was what we were designed to eat. And I felt the calling to go and follow it. It wasn't until after my husband had come across a video and he was saying how, he wanted to try carnivore. He comes up and he's very excited and he's like, can we try carnivore? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so we started that night, and that was in June of 2023. Didn't look back. It was great. I do remember our first meal was kind of weird without sides. And it was like a couple different meats. I believe it was like a steak and chicken. I didn't eat bacon at the time, so I didn't have bacon as a side. I used like chicken or fish. That changed quickly, but we'll get in more to that later. And into my blood work even, we got to reveal some blood work. But yeah, that's how I got started into carnivore. Just felt a calling to eat like we're naturally supposed to eat. And it's been great. 600 days. So let's talk about what the first few days were like. The first few days were a little weird, to be honest. By the way, I'm getting breakfast ready. The first few days were weird. It took a little getting used to sitting down to not having any sides and things. That was kind of strange, but I started feeling better. I started feeling so energetic, and by day 2, my fibromyalgia pain was gone. It was completely gone. I used to hate having to wash my hair. Like, it was the worst feeling in the world. And it felt like ice pricks. The water felt like ice pricks in my head. I only did it once a week. Well, by day 2, I needed to wash my hair, and it was time. And so I went to get my hair wet under the shower, and it felt good. It felt amazing. It felt relaxing, and it didn't hurt. And I just let out this huge sigh of relief, like it was gone. Like, I had no fibro pain after that. None. It was pretty incredible. That was amazing. Also, what happened was I used to have incredible shingles pain. I had shingles for 8 years on my arm, to the point where I couldn't wear anything with sleeves. I had to wear only tank tops. And the rash wasn't there, but it was the pain, and it felt like, I would describe it as cigarettes being put out on my arm all the time, 24/7, never relief. 8 years of this, and that was gone within a couple weeks of carnivore. It was really amazing. Night blindness left in a couple months. My asthma went from using my inhaler, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a day to maybe once a day. Maybe, and I think that's more of a habit than actually needing it. That decreased dramatically. The inhaler use decreased dramatically quickly. What else happened? It's hard to remember it all. It's just like it's just so much. Like, I slept better. My digestion was just better. I wasn't bloated. I got a nice flat tummy. There was so much, and that's one thing I regret most was I didn't journal. I didn't write it down. I ended up, when I hit the year mark, I sat down and I tried to make a list, but it was hard. It was hard to come up with. Like, mostly lately, I've noticed just a sense of calmness, a sense of well-being, even in turbulent times. Last fall, my husband lost his job right at Thanksgiving, and it was pretty stressful. Well, before Carnivore, that would have been, you know, a game changer. Like, that just would have been like the end for me, the stress of it. But I took it in stride, and we're actually making some pretty big changes in life now. And it's a little scary, you know, obviously you're gonna have some nerves, but it's, you know, I just can't put it into words. I struggle a lot to put it into words. Like, just a sense of, you know, my health has got my back. Like, my spirituality has grown. My relationship with God has grown so much closer. I feel like I can handle anything. I can tackle anything. My emotions, even though I was menopausal when I started, my emotions are very strong, stable and consistent. Yeah, I have bad days, and yeah, I get upset and I get angry, but it's like that. Like, it's so quick. It's over. Like, it happens and it's like, okay, I'll have some bacon and I'm better. So the changes have just been just absolutely incredible. I feel closer to my family. I feel closer to God. I feel definitely closer to my husband. Like, we've gone through, so going through this with him has been amazing. And let's talk about support for a little bit. That support when you start Carnivore is so important. And if you don't have a spouse or a child or a friend or anybody, a parent that's doing this with you, I highly suggest joining a group. And side note, I have started a Patreon Carnivore Granny Chats community, and you're welcome to join. I'll leave a link below. But I just wanted to create something like community-based, that for support, that people didn't have a spouse or a family member, somebody who's doing it with them and can support them. I think that that support is vital. You know, you're going to have some tough times. You're going to have some cravings in the beginning. You're going to have, you know, keto flu, you know, and it's tough. It's tough the first couple weeks, you know, depending on how you transition into it. You can do it gradually, or you can do it overnight like we did. Either way, you're still gonna, you know, have little tummy issues maybe, or, you know, just getting, you know, fat adapted takes some time, but totally worth it. You know, it's over like that, and then you barely remember it. I barely remember those days. So kind of like labor, you know, ladies. But yeah, so just know that having that support and that community is helpful, and it can help you drive you through some tough times. Let's talk about that while I do some touch-up paint here. You know, when I got cravings in those beginning days, it was really nice just to kind of retrain my brain into craving, you know, something sweet for something savory. So if I was craving some chocolate, I would just make some bacon. If I was craving a cookie, I would make some bacon. Pretty much any craving, I was making bacon. It was wonderful. And the other thing I noticed, that I was very rigid on my eating times. I was so regimented to being a school teacher and having the same schedule every day. You know, when the kids have snacks and lunch and this and that, you tend to eat with the kids. If it's snack recess, well, you're gonna have some snacks. And so it was really hard to give up that, you know, oh, it's 10 o'clock, let's have a snack, you know, thing. Like, that was more mental than physical, that I wasn't hungry. It just was 10 o'clock, so it's time to eat. So I replaced that with a walk or a bike ride, some sort of activity. If I got super hungry, like that, you know, that hunger feeling like, oh, I'm gonna die if I don't eat right now, that I would just take a big drink of water. First thing in the morning, that was my nemesis, waking up super hungry. I've done that my whole life. Woke up just super duper hungry. And so, where I thought I was gonna pass out if I didn't eat right away. Anyway, so when I started carnivore, that continued, you know, and so, you know, in the very beginning. So I would just have some salt and water. And I would just, honestly, I would just lick my finger and stick it in the salt and lick the salt until I felt kind of satisfied, like the craving go away or the hunger kind of go away, and do a big drink of water. Celtic salt was my favorite. Yeah, it was delicious. And that was, it just kind of energized me and got me refreshed and, you know, going for the day. So let's talk about other things that are kind of hard in the beginning. And that would be, for me, it was having those family dinners and kind of explaining to my family, like, why are we eating this way? And, you know, and just kind of the looks when you go into a restaurant or something was kind of odd. And I remember apologizing to the waitress the first time we ordered out, like, I'm so sorry, but I only eat meat. So sorry to change it up and for the chef, and, you know. So, but now it's a lot easier. It's more routine. You just ask to hold the sides, or, you know, hey, do you have bacon? Can I substitute bacon as a side? And everybody's very accommodating and super awesome with that. So that's a bonus. That is a bonus. And it did take the family, a few family dinners. You know, we eat family dinners about once a month or so. And so it took a few family dinners for it to become more normal. But now it's just absolutely normal. You know, I fix them their favorite dinners, or, you know, we order pizza or something for them because that's what they like to eat, and we don't push our, you know, food on them at all, and, you know, everybody's happy, and, you know, it's just our norm now. Nobody thinks it's weird anymore. So I often get asked, you know, what do you eat in a day? What's your normal day of eating? And what does it cost you? You know, it must be very expensive to do carnivore. Well, in the beginning, honestly, I was healing, and my body was doing a lot of healing and needed extra nutrients. So I was eating a ton. I was eating 3 to 5 pounds of meat a day, easy, without problem. And it was steak, because I could not stomach ground beef. It's the texture, I could not stomach it. So, yeah, lots of steaks. So yeah, in the beginning, I was a very pricey princess when it came to my meat. As time went on, and 6 months passed, 8 months passed, my appetite decreased a lot, and I needed less. Now I eat I say about $3 a day. That's one of my cheap days, about $3 a day. So I eat 2 ground beef patties in the morning with 1 or 2 slices of bacon, and that's for morning. And typically I don't eat lunch unless I've done a workout, and then I'll just fix myself some bacon or a burger patty. And then dinner is typically 2 more burger patties and some more extra bacon, like, you know, maybe 8 to 10 pieces of bacon. So we also grind our own meat, unless it's on sale. So we buy the whole cuts. I'm sure you've seen a previous video. I'll link it below. But we cut our own steaks, and therefore use the extras for the ground beef and the tallow. So for breakfast this morning was a bit different, though, because last night we had gotten some porterhouses on sale at the grocery store, which we typically never do. And they just had a really big sale, so we went over there and picked some up. And I wasn't super hungry last night, so I just cut off the little fillet on both of the porterhouses, and that's what we had for breakfast this morning. So it was a little bit special breakfast this morning, but typically it's 2 burger patties and a couple pieces of bacon. So yeah, and not many snack. I don't snack usually. Sometimes on a special occasion I'll get some pork rinds, and yeah, that's clean pork rinds, of course. And once in a while he'll make carnivore-ish ice cream, we call it, and
yeah, it's delicious. It's a good treat once in a while. Not all the time, obviously, but it's just nice once in a while to have. But it's, it took me a while to be able to get to that point. Also, I think my personal theory, is that once you can get metabolically healthy, you can be able to turn that sugar switch on and off. And in the beginning, if I would have had any sugar, that's all I would have thought about, wanted, craved, all of it. But now I can have and when I say I have some of the carnivore-ish ice cream, it's not even half a cup. So it's like 3 or 4 bites. And that's it. That's fine. I'm satisfied. I'm like, yeah, that was good. And I find it funny that usually if I have it in the evening, and those are the nights I sleep really hard. So it's not something I want to do every day, but it's kind of nice when, if you have something you want to sleep hard for, or something, just have a couple bites of ice cream. At least that's what works for me. You do you. But yeah, it's very tasty. So that's what my typical day of eating looks like. Next, we're going to talk about the blood work. So stay tuned. Let's talk about going to the doctor. So I hadn't been to the doctor for blood work because I keep injuring myself working out. I was before carnivore, but for blood work I hadn't been to the doctor probably since I was pregnant with my youngest, who is now almost 20. So it had been a while. I decided, let's find a PCP here in town and see what the numbers are. Now I went into it with like my guns a-blazing. Like I was ready to go. I was ready for a fight. I was going to tell him my diet. I was going to tell him I'm not changing it. I was ready, right? Well, I go in there. I wore my 0% vegan shirt. If you haven't seen it, it's in this video. I'll link it below. And I wore that, and the front lady, the lady at the front desk, she was like, okay. But I got in there to see the doctor, and of course the nurse asked me if I want a flu shot or this or that. Like, nope, I don't want any of that. Refused it. Okay, fine. So the doctor comes in and she says, why are you here, basically? And so I explained. I said, well, I've been on carnivore diet for just over a year, and I'd like to get my blood work done to see how it's going. And she really wasn't surprised. She wasn't like shocked or anything. She just, oh, you're my second patient who's doing that, and that's great. Let's, what specifically do you want? And so, I told her just basic panel, whatever you think is just a nice comprehensive panel. So kind of left it up to her to see what she would pick. And so I went and did the blood work. 2 weeks later, I go back for the results, and she comes in with like an assistant, like a doctor assistant or something. I'm getting blinds out to hang in my granddaughter's room. So she comes in with her assistant, and she couldn't find the blood work at first, and it was a whole thing, and then finally finds the blood work, and she's looking at it, and she's like, well, this is perfect. This is great. What are you eating exactly? And I started to tell her. I said, and at that time I was eating eggs. And so I told her, I said, I'm eating beef, bacon, butter, and eggs only. And she goes, carnivore. She goes, I did some research into that, and I'm curious. So tell me more about it, and what has it done for you? And so I told her my whole backstory and everything. Meanwhile, her assistant is sitting back there, and he's like, but, and is pointing, kind of questioning, and he mentioned statins. Oh boy, that perks my ears up. I'm thinking, but I'm going to wait to see what she says. And she turns around and says to him so sternly, this one doesn't need it. She doesn't even need me. And so I thought that was really cool. Then later, so I explained to him, about cholesterol. I said, the cholesterol thing's a myth that was debunked a few decades ago, and he was really intrigued. And so I explained, how our brains are made of cholesterol, and cells in our bodies need cholesterol, and et cetera, et cetera. And he's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And she was the same. She's like, yeah, that's makes a ton of sense. So she goes, I'm gonna try this. I'm definitely gonna try this. coming up are my blood test results, and I can't wait to go back and see her again, just to see, if she did start it, how it went for her, all of that. So, if she has any other patients, I would love to get her in on an interview. If you guys think that is interesting at all, or you would like to see that, let me know down below. Because if that seems like an interest to anybody to get her on, I'll do my best to, persuade her to come on. But yeah, so it was pretty funny. I left feeling very empowered and just confident in my decision and my health. I got a clean bill of health, and my doctor is now going to try carnivore. So win-win. All right, so let's talk about the blood work, what everybody wants to know, right? And we're just going to go skim it here, just kind of go over the main highlights. If you would like a more in-depth blood work video, please let me know below, and I'd be happy to do a more in-depth video of specifically everything that's in there and stuff. And if you'd like me to do even a follow-up blood work, let me know, because I think it might be interesting, might not, I don't know, let me know. Let's get to it. So I'm going to put it all up here, or here, probably here. But let's go over it. So we got glucose of 94, which is normal and within the range of 70 to 99. The sodium, my sodium levels were 136, totally normal. Potassium 4.3, normal. Calcium 8.9, normal. Protein 6.8 in a range of 6.0 to 8.5, normal. Testosterone was a 20 and it's normal. That's a range of 4 to 50, so that's great. Now cholesterol, the big numbers. Total cholesterol, drum roll please. Total cholesterol is 196, so normal. Triglycerides 49. That gets an excellent, apparently. That's what she says. The HDL is 56. Good. The VLDL is 9, which is normal. And the LDL, aka bad cholesterol, is a 131. And I'm pretty sure that's what that doctor assistant was referring to when he wanted to mention statins. But I'm excited about that number. I think 131's a great number. According to, Big Pharma, 99 is high, anything above 99. But yeah, but, back, I don't remember exactly, correct me in the comments below, but I don't know, 40, 50 years ago, the normal cholesterol was in the 300s. So, yeah, I'm excited. I want to see that number go up, actually. I think that would be awesome and really boost brain power. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's it. That's the numbers, guys. It says I'm postmenopausal. Awesome. That's good news. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah, so we're healthy after 600 days of eating meat. And I feel amazing. I feel younger every day. I feel more energetic every single day. With every meal, I feel like I'm nourishing and healing my body even more. Someone have asked if I miss the old way of eating. And, I would be lying if I said, yeah, I don't miss it at all. Of course, like a cold bowl of cereal on a warm morning is nice. Just, that fizz of the soda. Just little things like that, but it's not like I crave it. I don't yearn for it or anything. I have the memories of it, and I think that's what I kind of miss, the memories of it. Just like anything with the kids growing up, I miss the memories of them being a baby. Do I want them to be a baby again? Okay, I do. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Of course I want them to be babies again. Okay, that's a bad analogy. Just ignore that. But, that was terrible. But it's like not a craving, like a yearning. It's more like just that memory, like that good memory of like, oh yeah, I remember the way that salad dressing used to taste, or the cookie that grandma used to make. That's it. I'm so satisfied and happy and full all the time. No dips in energy or anything like that. It's just steady all day. And, you know, if it wasn't for, you know, the sun going down, I wouldn't remember to eat dinner because I just don't get hungry. So thanks guys for listening. I want to just put this out there. I mentioned in the beginning, you know, to journal, and because I didn't journal, I wanted to try to come up with a journal that other people could use. And so I came up with this carnivore journal, and it's available on Amazon. It's only $9.99. It ships, you know, in a couple days, but it's designed for 90 days carnivore, and it's it has your why in there, and, you know, kind of like a a reminder, you know, to be your own hero and to, you know, help inspire you each day. Each day has, you know, tracks your bedtime, your wake time, what you're grateful for during the day, your fat, protein, emotions, what you did to make yourself proud each day, thoughts and reflections, things like that. And then every 30 days is a progress tracker, a body progress tracker, and you can put your measurements and, you know, all the things you want to measure in there. So it's just a good way to like look back. And if you're doing it as an elimination diet, you can track your food pretty easily in here, and how it affects you. And, you know, having, we can dive into this later, but having a special needs son where he was in medical quarantine for 2 years and I had to track his food, I got really good at tracking, you know, how the input, the output, and the emotions, you know, all that. And it's just vital when you're doing it as an elimination diet. So this is available on Amazon. I'll leave a link below. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your support. And if you have any questions, please reach out, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.